just one encounter, I suspect.
It happened twice. The first time, what happened, like, they started to, dress each other up.
Right.
And then,
No, that happened. And because once when Drew and I, remember there was that layover when we were in St. Louis? I think it was St. Louis. It was at a hub.
Cincinnati.
It was in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And it was like, remember it was like, I remember the conversation. I remember, it was clear as day. We'd missed a flight, we missed a connecting flight because I came late to the airport, we missed our first flight from LA, so we missed our connector in Cincinnati. And then I remember the conversation as if it was yesterday. It was, well, the plane ain't coming for 3 hours. You want to get something to eat? Then you said, no, I'm not hungry. Then I said, how about we play some video games? And you said, I don't have any change. And then I said, how about I jack you off? And you went, whatever. And
I had to finish the Scantron sheet.
Drew had to finish taking one of his exams. But, yeah, so it could happen. This kind of stuff, this may happen with women. Right, Annabeth?
Well...
But not with men.
Experimentation, you mean, or exploration?
I mean, this...
Without more meaning attached to it.
Right.
Women have women have a much more fluid sexual identity.
I agree.
In men, it's pretty compartmentalized.
Right.
And if they're moving into one compartment or into somebody's compartment...
I mean, maybe that's unfair.
Moving into someone's compartment. Yeah, you're trying to stash your bag in someone else's overhead.
It's crossing into a new...
Yes, we know that's a commitment.
Well, did you suspect for before this happened? I mean, was this like something...
Before she heard about it.
Yeah, before you heard about it?
I had no idea, because I was the only person that he's ever told.
Well, let's talk more about him. Is he otherwise somebody with good boundaries, bad boundaries, get in trouble?
Well, he's an artist.
Oh, boy.
Oh, those artists. Oh, my God.
That's gay. What medium does he work in?
Drawing and painting.
Uh-huh. What kind? What kind of painting?
Like watercolors.
Oh, is that gay? Man, is he gay. Yeah, that's it.
No, wait a minute.
Yeah, wait, watercolors.
I disagree, too.
I disagree.
Any guy under 75.
No, I think this
works
may
in
be
watercolors.
In spite of the
What is he painting? This may be the only salvation.
It's actually probably really incredibly honest and courageous of him to admit to this.
That he's gay. What does he paint?
To his girlfriend.
Yeah.
He's in school right now.
He's in school?
Yeah. So
oh, okay.
Learning how to do it.
College?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He should be working on he should be driving steak somewhere on a railway. No, but seriously, what does he paint when he paints with these watercolors?
He likes cartoon drawings, and he wants to design like video games and cartoon strips and things.
See?
All right, that's not as gay.
Well,
okay. So what you're worried that he's this way?
Well, it happened between the summers of 9th and 10th grade. And he says he just did his experimentation.
Okay.
He says there's no kissing because that would make feeling into it.
Right.
And he said there's no feeling and he didn't want to do it again. But the guy that he did it with looks extremely gay.
Well, somebody's gay in this. I mean, it's...
Yeah.
I actually, my sense is it could be just experimentation.
It could. He's an artist. He's probably high on peyote.
And there may be some reasons why I was trying to see if his boundaries were sort of off, just to see if he's all over the place with everything.
Right.
Which he might be. But even if he is, that does not make him gay.
All right.
And, nor not gay, frankly. And he is what he is, and he's got a girlfriend now, and they're okay, and that's that.
It is true, though, and it's funny, but I don't know if this... we'll ask Annabeth. If you... I don't know, are you married? Do you have a boyfriend?
I'm not married.
Okay, you're not married. Okay, you have a girlfriend?
No.
A boyfriend? There's a guy out there, right? Someone you're dating?
Yeah.
Okay. If he found out that you had some sort of experience with a gal at some point, maybe in college or something like that, maybe sleepover camp or something in the 10th grade, he'd probably be kind of turned on by it. As long as it wasn't a career. Shush up, Drew. But if you found out that, I blew this guy once and he nailed me in the ass, you'd probably be less than aroused.
Well,
am I right?
Not only that.
Well,
let her answer, please.
At the risk of being sort of, I guess, hypocritical, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you wouldn't like it if some guy just,
Yeah.
nailed
well, it's not about liking or disliking. It's about just being sort of...
Wouldn't be a turn-on for you.
Right, aroused.
Back to our compartmental theory.
Which meant you didn't like it, by the way. But go ahead.
It also, with a female, a guy would be like, "Hey, cool."
Right.
With the male doing this, and if they were in a serious relationship, the woman partner would wonder, "Am I just a beard? Is he really gay? Can't deal with it?"
Right.
And he's ultimately, 10 years from now with 3 kids, he's going to decide now I can deal with the fact that I am gay.
Right.
That's where the wild card gets thrown into all this.
Right.
Hey, Anderson, can you isolate that part where Drew said I can deal with the fact that I am gay now, and somehow put that on one of those Dr. Drew drops I enjoy so much? Can you figure that out? You mark something? Okay?
Yeah.
All right, we'll never see it again. Here we go. Chuck? You're 16. You're on with Annabeth Gish. She's in Double Jeopardy, by the way, coming up on the 24th. Tommy Lee Jones and Ashley Judd.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's why you're calling, Chuck.
What's going on there, Chuck?
Nothing much, just laying back.
All righty.
All right, here we go. Just for rally for 2 minutes here, will you?
Chuck, blow that hemp right on out and ask your question.
Okay. I was with my girlfriend once. I guess she has HPV.
Why do you guess that?
I didn't know she did, and she told me after.
She's told you she has it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's warts, right?
That's warts, yeah.
All right.
It kind of sucks.
It sucks that she has warts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah, but she thinks she don't know if she has it or not.
Does she
Listen,
have...
if she said HPV, she has it.
Oh.
Did she say HPV?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's an interesting interpretation, but...
Yeah, somebody told her. She's no genius, or she wouldn't be dating young Stone Chuck. Believe me. So she wouldn't know the human papillomavirus abbreviation if some doctor didn't say HPV to her.
Oh, she got it from a different guy. And he already
Okay,
had it.
and now Chuck is really bolstering my point here.
Your point's well taken now.
So she has it.
All right, well,
Right, Chuck?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take it from there. She definitely has HPV.
And you've had unprotected sex with her?
No.
You've never had unprotected sex?
No.
You've had safe sex?
Yes.
What's your question?
I was wondering what's the signs.
Warts. You ever seen a wart?
Yeah.
Okay, you get those on your penis.
Are they big dots or small dots?
They're... The ones that you really... The subtypes...
Oh, well, hold on a second. Your penis should look like a field. You know when you know, after the snow has fallen all night, and you wake up and you look out the window and all you see is just white?
Yeah.
And if you're white, that is. That's what your penis should look like. You shouldn't be sorting through the various growths on your penis and trying to distinguish them. And if you have something growing on your penis...
No dark bangs or...
Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't have to tell you what size it is.
Kind of hard because I have a big penis.
So there's a lot of room to cover, so you have to sort of do it in sections, check the... you check like the Bravo quadrant like on one day, and then Alpha quadrant the following day, and then send a team up to the top to plant the flag in your urethra in the name of Fagonia.
Sometimes...
You jackass. Oh, I'm done with this, Chuck.
All right, sometimes they look like little skin tags, little tags of skin, and sometimes they look like cauliflower. So, and the ones that are bigger and form mounds that are more cauliflower-like are actually the ones that cause more serious... Probably the ones that cause more serious problems with women.
Okay, Drew?
Cervical cancer risks.
Yes. Did you... Stop tapping. Did you turn the air conditioning off again tonight?
On behalf of Annabeth.
Only because I was freezing when I walked in here, but we can turn it on now.
But you're hot now, aren't you?
I'm warm now.
All right, Drew?
Turn it look.
See, I'm one of
Go
those...
back on. Lisa's putting it on right now.
I'm one of those fickle women, you know.
You could just say it's never right in this room. So you could just say, hey, it's time to turn the air back on again. Okay?
Are you sweating, Adam?
Yes, I am. I took my jacket off. There's moisture. I have a lot of hair on me.
By the way, you dressed up tonight.
Did I?
Thank you so much.
He's out of pajamas.
I know.
But I'm wearing these.
Well,
I'm never wearing shoes.
Yeah, you haven't worn shoes since 1938.
Yeah, do you know what this is? This is a T-shirt and sweatpants that I haven't ruined yet. That's why I look dressed up, because most stuff has like dried paint and glue, or at least what I tell you is glue, stuck to it. Heather?
Hey.
You're 17.
Okay, let's see. I'm 17 years old. I'm dating someone that's he's 23.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, pretty much my whole life I've been on my own. Like, my parents got divorced when I was, like, 2 years old. And,
well, why didn't they keep parenting you?
Just because, like, my mom couldn't, you know, like, she had to work and everything, and did her own thing, like, got a boyfriend who's a complete asshole, like, you know.
Did he do anything to you?
He would, like, abuse me verbally, you know, just, like, totally, you know, like, say all these bad words. And
Hold on a second there, Heather.
Wait.
I'm on the radio.
You just say the C word there?
C-word.
Wow, that's a new one. We haven't heard that on this show in a while.
Yeah, it's like, I can't even,
Not at least when adults are talking to children.
yeah.
Think
Yeah.
about that. Think about that.
That's awful. I think that's,
He really called you that?
Yeah, he did, like,
Yeah, it could have been a cultural thing, though. In some parts of the
Please.
country, that's a term
Please.
of endearment, right?
Oh, my God.
my whole life, too. I mean, he still does.
All right. Listen, I hate this guy, I really do, but I hate your mom even more.
Yeah,
I really
so
do, because it's one thing to find some drunken biker idiot who doesn't like little girls. It's another thing to sort of bring him home and unleash him on your daughter. That drives me nuts. I mean, he doesn't love you and he's not supposed to. He should. I wish he would, but I understand he ain't your flesh and blood, fine, but your own mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She shouldn't stand for this for a second.
Yeah, I
Now
know.
I'm burning up in here, Drew.
It's on. I can feel it.
It cannot be.
Now, there's a third guy I want to add to
Don't
that.
do that
Hey,
anymore.
calm down. Just notify
God.
us sooner that you're hot, Your Royal Highness. This, listen, that the third person I'd like to throw into this dung heap of for the family
Dad.
affair here. No, the 23-year-old a-hole she selected to replace Dad, who undoubtedly is a
Like-
carbon copy of not just Dad, but
let's hear her out. Let's hear her
Yeah,
out.
like my mom, like my whole life, like had this defense that, oh, I can't live without him because financial and everything. And
All right, no. What about this one you've got now?
well,
That's
this guy.
first of all, you sound really together, by the way. I mean, you sound really, you
I
know.
graduated when I was like 16, so I've been
smart.
out of school for like a year now, and I did homeschooling. You know, didn't really go to high school that much. Like I did my freshman year. Did homeschooling. I've been working.
Okay, yeah.
full
Well,
time.
you had to grow up fast. Annabeth, try not to compliment the listeners, please. We really
I'm
frown
a
on that.
supporter. I'm a supporter.
No, we just like to. We just sort of demolish them. We really don't like
Especially
that
when you,
we support
especially when you come out of a family that, you know, when you're replacing your parental figures and you're trying to find redeeming qualities in them.
But she's replacing them with facsimiles of her primary relationship.
Well, we
where it's equally as bad.
We don't know
What do you think the
that.
probability is that she's doing that?
It's only like 98%.
That's right.
Okay, so how is the 23-year-old guy, Heather?
He's awesome. He's he's my
see?
best friend.
There you go.
You know, and
Smoke a little pot?
lately I've just like been totally thinking about like marriage, and that's just like on my mind 24/7.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, please.
Okay, go ahead, Drew. Get to it.
Well,
Listen, you know, Heather has been through a bad time in her life, and she didn't have positive male role models, and we all know how difficult that can make the selection process with new guys when you get older.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, she has a certain light in her. She's smart. She has a lot of initiative, and maybe she did hook up with a decent guy. Tell us about this 23-year-old.
He's in college. You know, he's a senior in college. He has a really good job. Has a nice family.
What's his job?
It's like they're my family now. I've been with him for 2.5 years. That's like my family.
What is his job?
Works at a pelt farm.
No, he's a banker.
He's a banker.
Yeah.
All right.
He works at the bank.
And he's a good guy, treats you right.
Yeah, totally.
Never calls you the C word unless you're asking for it.
No. That's
All right.
the whole
All
thing.
right.
All right. That sounds all right. But you're 17, and even though
Yeah.
chronologically you're 17, emotionally you're 24, you should still wait another 4 years before you get married.
I'm just...
Then you'll be 28.
I'm just
emotionally.
suspect, right?
Yes.
Just to
no.
keep a healthy skepticism. I mean, there is a substantial age difference here. You shouldn't trust your own attractions.
And I don't trust 23-year-old guys who seriously date 17-year-olds.
Although she's emancipated, she's in the workforce.
Okay.
You know, so-
Especially like Heather, I'm 28, and I feel like the growth period that I experienced just in who I am, finding out who I am as a person, as a woman, it's been amazing in the past 5 years. You know, you never know completely who you are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you go through a whole bunch.
Yes,
Yeah.
meaning you don't want to get hooked up with someone at 21 and then find out who you really are 4.5 years later.
Yeah.
which is a raving lesbian and not ready to be in a marriage.
All right,
Yeah.
good luck, Heather, though. But
right.
sounds like you've made it through pretty damn well.
Drew, what was the age range when you really found out the kind of woman you were?
I was
15
in
to
touch with my
17?
feminine size around 19.
Yeah, but when did it really kick in?
Oh, about 28.
But that's when you found out the kind of woman you
Yeah,
were?
yeah.
28?
Yeah, well, actually, 35 was real power.
Oh, really? You
Yeah.
felt empowered at 35
As a woman, yes.
I definitely, I'm the kind of person I can't wait to get out of my 20s.
You can?
Cannot wait.
Yeah, but I bet you'll be 33 and telling producers you're 29.
No,
Come on.
I promise I will never do
All
that.
right, I'm going to follow you for the next 5 years and collect on that bet. Annabeth Gish is our guest tonight. The movie is, what the hell's the movie there?
Double Jeopardy.
Double Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
Thank you very much. And that's coming out this Friday. Ashley Judd and Tommy Lee Jones. Looks good. And most Tommy Lee Jones movies are pretty good, aren't they? And same with Ashley Judd. She hasn't done any bombs.
No, they're both great actors, smart people. I mean, incredibly smart. Both of them.
Yeah, we had, I think we took a plane flight with Tommy Lee Jones's assistant a long time ago. She was sitting next to us. She introduced herself to us, and she said, hey, I'm Tommy Lee Jones's assistant. He's a huge fan of the show. And I said, oh, God, you ought to come on. And she went, no, please, get serious. And I was like, all right, honey, then shut up. All right, we'll take a little break, then we'll come back. It's the Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew, white famous rapper. Eminem is going to be in here tomorrow night. Saw him win his Best New Artist Award on the MTV Music Awards. And not from our usual seats at the MTV Music Awards,
The back?
which is
Top balcony?
behind the where the vendors rest.
We finally graduated outside the building.
That's
Now
right.
we don't go.
Actually,
You were invited, weren't you?
no, I
No, me
wasn't
neither. How
invited.
about that?
What a surprise, everybody. You're on MTV, yeah. Yeah, they're good folks over there. They're wonderful, wonderful people over there. They picked up the fabulous Loveline TV show for a fifth
season.
done 65, and 100, and now we're going to do
We went over 300 shows.
75 more. And you know what the beauty of that is? When you're working for MTV, that means we're going to make it through to another Christmas. And you know what that means, Drew? Socks. MTV gives you socks.
No.
Yeah, I got socks. Well, 1 year. I don't think I didn't get anything last year.
No, our producers would give you the gifts.
Oh, somebody gave me some socks 1 year.
Yeah.
I think you may have gotten, you're thinking about the year before where you got the vinyl travel kit. If you buy it at a store, it's $14, but it's yours free if you work for MTV.
No,
That is as if you're talent. Here's what I want to know about MTV. If they give their talent, people have been on the air for 3 years, socks, what do they do? Just beat the S out of other people? I mean, they must, you couldn't give socks to just some guy who'd been working around the office for 6 months, could you? If you give your talent socks?
Good whipping.
I think you just beat the crap out of them by the dumpster.
No, our producers give us good Christmas gifts.
Yeah, they give us gift certificates at Barney's of New York, which is you get a $1,000 gift certificate. You go into Barney's, and it costs $900 to get into Barney's, so you're left with $100.
Exactly, and then you can buy a pair of socks.
That's where the socks came from.
You get one sock at Barney's of New York for $100. You do not get a pair unless there's the half-off bin. I swear to God, I was at Barney's of New York. Every year I go because it's like, it's weird. Like, you'd think, hey, if I had $1,000 to spend on clothes, I mean, could you imagine? Like, when I was a kid, how many pair of Tough Skins or Super Denims or whatever that junk that J.C. Penney's had that my folks drag me down to every year? $1,000, I could have bought the whole goddamn store. I'd be owning it. I'd change the name of it to AC Pennies. But the thing is you go into Barney's of New York with $1,000 and you see some leather jacket you like. I remember I saw one I liked. So that's kind of a nice leather jacket. And the salesman said, yeah, I got one of these at home. And I said, how much is it? And it's like $3,400. $3,400 a jacket?
Spend carefully there.
Yes, I told him Hooker better come in that jacket for $3,400. Jesus Christ! All right, so we're looking forward to all the gift certificates and the socks and possible travel bag coming up from MTV. Jamie,
Yeah?
you're 19.
Yeah.
Did I mention that Annabeth Gish is here from Double Jeopardy?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Okay. I've been dating this guy for like 6 months, and I really like him a lot, and I don't know if I'm like falling in love with him or what, but I mentioned to him a little while ago that I've been sleeping with girls, and he really, really liked that, and he wants to have a threesome now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really scared because I don't know if it'll make him like me less or like me more.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I should or not.
Yeah. And you're in love with him?
Well, I don't know. I really like him, and he's someone I'd want to be with for a long time.
Why you been sleeping with girls if you really like him?
I don't...
While you've been with him, you've been sleeping with girls?
Well, not... I've slept with one girl while I was with him.
Okay,
and
that's
I told
perfectly
him.
normal, perfectly healthy.
Well, who doesn't?
Yeah. Hi, say, Jamie?
Yeah?
You're a little chaotic, aren't you?
A little chaotic?
Yeah.
You've had a tough going growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
What happened to you?
A lot.
Like
Yeah.
what?
I don't know. I mean, my
Sexually-
parents got divorced, and I just...
What, you have a stepfather come in or something?
Yeah.
What was
I had
he?
a stepfather, and then my mom cheated on him and is engaged to another guy, and she's not even divorced from my stepdad
That's
yet.
nice.
Anybody abuse you?
Neighbor or something?
Not physically, a lot.
Sexually?
When I was really little.
Well, it doesn't count when you're young.
What happened?
You gotta be at least 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, I was like 6.
What happened?
Well, my uncle, he kind of, I don't know, he used to
God.
bounce me on my knee and on his knee and, I don't know, kiss me a lot.
Perfectly normal, perfectly healthy. All right, so you're confused.
Yeah, I
There's
mean,
a lot of chaos.
I don't want him to,
No, I know, but
That's for me.
hey, Jamie,
yeah,
I'm going to do the thinking for the both of you, all right?
okay.
Because you got your signal kind of scrambled when you were young.
Okay.
You know, it's like somebody came around, your mom was doing all this messing around,
Yeah,
God
yeah.
knows what your dad was doing, you have this uncle that's screwing around with you, and your antenna got a little bent, and you're not quite sure, you know, which direction is true north. How many metaphors have I mixed up? The point is you're going to make a lot of decisions, and none of them are going to be good when it comes to guys, because it's going to be about chaos. It's going to be about screwing around with girls, getting into threesomes. I love you. I'm going to win this guy via my robust sexuality, and it's all going to backfire. If you love this guy, then you commit yourself to him. Forget about the threesomes, and knock off the lesbian antics.
Well, what do I tell him then? Because he asks
well-
me all the time. He always tells me.
Yeah, well, but think of who this guy is now.
Yeah.
Now put it in that context.
Okay, I don't trust this guy now.
Okay.
You know, what kind of guy is this guy? Does he work around metal?
Yeah.
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 What's he do?
He's a metal plater.
No, you can't get any closer to metal than plating of metal. You actually have to crawl in between the molecules of metal in order to work that any closer. You could be a metallurgist, I guess. That would be the only.
Could be metal.
You could actually be metal man. He plates metal.
Yeah.
Oh, that is bad. As you know, if you listen to the show, Jamie, the closer a guy works in proximity to metal,
We have to figure out what
the
that
worse the guy is.
I wonder if there's really
I
some
know
kind
what
of-
it is.
What is it? You're not going to tell me.
No, I don't want to give it away.
What is it?
I can sniff out a guy who
I
works
know.
with metal.
I know. Well, yeah, I'm wondering if it's something to do with how the metal affects the brain, or whether just metal is the magnetism that attracts certain,
Yes.
certain polarized screwballs.
I don't know. Jamie?
Yeah.
I don't trust this guy. I don't trust you. Don't have any kids. Do whatever you want. This thing's going to end. Don't have kids.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah,
And then you got to
wait,
get
wait,
some
wait.
therapy and stuff.
I have to take therapy.
Have you had any kids yet?
No.
Oh, good.
All right. Yes, you have.
Morning after pill.
You have,
Come in.
you have to get into some therapy for what your uncle did and what your
Hey,
mom did.
my,
and all that. Okay,
rep-
Jamie?
Okay.
My website's
right.
finally kind of up here.
Oh, who cares?
But
Let's
listen,
move
listen. No, listen. DrDrew.com is up with lots of information. We have links to the National Institute of Health, and there are going to be chats for people like Jamie going in to get some support and direction.
Who are they going to talk to?
It depends where they go and what sort of... I'll take you on the side of the break, okay? I'll show you.
Yes, sounds like a bit of a commitment. Why don't you leave now and go fire the thing up, Drew? Can you do
I
that?
want to take this next call though first.
Okay. Really?
Unless, or you want to take a break?
No. Zach?
Yeah.
You're 15?
Yep.
Annabeth Gish is on our show. She's from Double Jeopardy, out the 24th.
Hi, Zach.
Hey.
What's going on there, Zach?
I'm just, me and my girlfriend have just been going out for like a week.
Yeah.
We've already been real far, like,
I'm still virgin, she is too, and I'm just wondering how far my finger can go in without breaking her cherry.
14 inches.
No, really.
Ooh. I don't know. Where's that cherry, Drew?
It's right inside there.
It's right there.
So, like, how far can I go in, like...
Till you hear the doyoyoing sound. Oh, please. Do not lower the show to that level, Anderson. Now, the doyoyoing, that's highbrow humor. Zach?
Yeah.
You just met her?
Well, no, I've known her for, like, half year, and then, like, one weekend we kind of got drunk and messed around, and then we started going out.
She's 15, too?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you guys consider that, that as sexual intercourse?
Well, no, we didn't have any sexual intercourse.
But is being intimate or having sex? I don't know. I think for me it gets oral sex and above.
Young people today begin engaging oral sex around 14, and they do not consider it
They do
sex.
not stop until their 18th birthday.
They consider it making out.
Well, it's not quite all that bad.
That's the sort of way their thinking is now.
Right.
The whole, it's funny, that whole fingering thing that somehow you lose track of at some point in life, at least as a guy. Like, as a guy, I'm 35, I've never talked to one of my friends who said, yeah, finger this chick. It's like, the fingering ends, you still have your fingers, you just use them for different stuff. You pick your nose, you scratch yourself, you use the remote. But the whole, the fingering part, and it's weird because whenever I hear about it, I get a little like, oh, hey, come on. I got, my sensibilities. Like, I don't know why, if there was oral sex or intercourse or whatever the hell went on, it would be less offensive than the fingering part. Why is that offensive to me, Drew?
It seems like a rough, sort of unnecessary... it's nothing.
But you have to do it when you're 15. See, now...
Because men are preoccupied with sort of putting themselves inside a woman any way possible.
Yeah, but you lose... That loses its sheen. It's luster.
I understand, because reality comes to bear. I mean, males find out what women actually are.
Right. Whores. No, I don't... What are women? They're good.
They're wonderful.
Yes, but I'm just saying, you go from whatever that fingering step is, you skip over that.
But there's the equivalent for women too, right? I mean, there's
the hand job thing,
fondling, right?
Yeah, it was very similar. But
you don't.
But there's not the same degree of
penetrating or whatever, right?
Sort of aggressive.
Let's go wash our hands.
I'm taking my website.
Okay, we'll go to the website. Annabeth and I are going to go wash our hands together. Come on, all right? And we'll be back after this. The entire time I was out there,
what was I flipping around looking at then?
You, stump porn was the only thing I could make out. It had the drdrew.com banner at the top, and then you're just flipping through a bunch of letters that were put together. I think they're called words, and then that goes in something called sentence, and that's when I get off the bus, because, as you know, I'm not a big fan of the reading.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, not only do I not do it myself, but if I ever have kids, I'm going to encourage them not to read. It doesn't open any windows at all. TV, now that's a window. That's an actual window. This reading, you ever handle a newspaper, Drew? Stuff comes off on your fingers.
It's dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah. Books.
Funny, that must be the problem with my kids.
Yeah.
It contaminates them.
Yeah, it ruins their mind. Then they start thinking Pokemon and soccer is a good idea. Your boys who are now on the path to gayness. Do you understand? Soccer for young boys.
It's a huge thing.
It's a huge thing.
They are into it. And, you and I are going to Michigan. My poor wife's left alone with 3 birthday parties and 2 soccer games.
And the gardener. Let's not forget about Raphael. Come on. Melanie?
Hi.
Yeah, she must be listening. I am
listening.
Not you, Drew's wife. I always know when he's saying something nice about her. Melanie, you're 16.
Yeah.
You always have to make her feel bad, seriously.
Oh, she knows
something nice.
I love her like my own sister. We all know I'm not that fond of. Melanie?
Try again.
Yeah, that's
She's a brilliant, she's a fascinating woman. I have a good time talking to her. It's like a homeless person. It's always a good time. No, she does a wonderful job She got some tickets for me. I got to go to New York in a few weeks. She did a fantastic job. She really is. You're right. She's a wonderful.
I'm listening to you, Melanie.
Sorry, go ahead, Melanie.
Hi. Well, I called in June, and Adam, you told me to use an egg timer because I wet the bed.
Oh, how did you just call? How did you get through tonight? Did we call you?
No.
Because you sent us an email at the website, right?
Yeah, I did.
When I brought it in, I was going to have them call you tonight. I'm glad you got through.
Oh, well, hey.
So, go ahead.
Yeah.
In fact, she sent emails to everybody on my staff.
I did.
Well, she's...
Well, I couldn't get it through to one of the people, so I wasn't sure whose email worked.
Okay, so you had a problem with bedwetting.
Right.
And I told you to get one of those egg timers.
Yeah.
And set it for, 2.5, 3 hours after you go to bed. You wake up, you go whiz somewhere other than your bed, theoretically, and then you go back to bed.
Whiz.
Right.
It's a guy thing. Girls tinkle, guys whiz. I weed when I was a lad, but now I whiz.
When you're when?
A lad.
Excuse me, I have to go whiz.
I think you take a whiz, sweetie. You don't go whiz.
So, Melanie, the egg timer thing didn't work?
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Why not?
It didn't work. I mean, I'd wake up, I'd
Wake up
didn't
late.
have to go to the bathroom, I'd go to sleep, and I'd wake up soaked.
All right, but you would wake up, you were too tired.
Sometimes.
Listen, hold on a second, all you screwballs out there who are making fun of my very simple plan, which I know because I used to wet the bed, and God bless my grandfather, God rest his soul, the man was a saint, he woke me up. I used to whiz in the bed, and he woke weed in the bed.
That would be go whiz.
I gone to whizzed in my bed, and my grandfather, whenever I slept over their house, I'd go to bed at 9:30 at night. He'd go in and watch the Tonight Show or something, and after Johnny signed off at 12:30 or 1 or whenever it was, he'd walk through the living room, he'd get me up, and he'd wake me up, and I'd make whiz, and I'd go to bed, and I wouldn't wet my bed. And now what she's doing is she's waking up at the alarm, leaning over and smacking it again, and going back to bed.
Let's talk.
What the hell line is she on?
333.
Melanie?
Yeah?
Did you get up and try to evacuate your bladder?
Yeah, I do.
And what comes out? Nothing?
Sometimes it does, sometimes nothing.
Have you tried a couple times a night getting up?
Yeah.
And what happens?
Yeah.
Nothing?
Right.
Nothing still.
Well, listen, you're defying math here at a certain point, are you
At
not?
a certain point, but if there's really an intent to whiz, you're going to whiz.
Well, yeah, listen, if you want to get drunk and stand on your bed and ruin it, I can't stop you from doing that, but...
In the email, you said you were sexually abused when you were younger?
No, well, my brother and a stranger, they both exposed themselves to me.
Perfectly normal,
And
perfectly healthy.
It happened all at the same time where my parents were divorced, and then right around that same time, our shed blew up and our house almost got on fire.
Oh, interesting. And you started wetting right then?
Yeah.
And these sorts of things that children do are basically primitive mechanisms of whatever coping strategies are available at that stage of development, and you get stuck with them because you don't develop more mature ones. Now, that being said, as sort of a reason for it, there are actually medications you can take to help you get through the night. You should see a urologist, really, possibly even a pediatric
She doesn't
urologist.
seem like she's nuts about stopping, though.
But listen, that's
I
what
may
she
just
wants
be
about.
bitter
Right.
because she's rejected my
That's
theory.
right. There are other ways to solve this conundrum, okay?
Yeah, take drugs.
Their
Forget about
medication,
waking up and peeing.
But she needs some evaluation to see if she's actually evacuating her bladder completely. Maybe she has some urologic problem. Maybe she's on other medication that's making... I haven't heard that yet.
Well,
from her.
urologists probably deal with this, right?
And they have medication that can help you retain your urine the entire night. They're quite effective. There's something called DDAVP, which actually stops you from producing urine during the night. So
Really?
you can't pee.
I'll go for that nights when I drink.
Yeah.
Can I get some of that?
Yeah, no.
Keep that right next to the aspirin and the
Actually, if it's liquid,
Gatorade.
you have to sniff up your nose. And
Better yet.
Yeah.
Better yet, and then I'll do a little freeze when I'm done on my
That's a
gum.
hormone. That's a hormone that blocks the kidney from...
Drew, sign me up. There's a whole batch of things I'm going to need from you. You understand? Okay, we're going to start with the sedatives.
I'm going to have them on the next air flight we take.
Are you?
I'm going to have something. That was too weird.
I want some sleeping pills.
Yeah, I'm not talking about... I'm talking about like medicines for an emergency. I was on a plane yesterday.
I'll call it yesterday.
Yesterday.
happened?
It was yesterday.
All right.
And
just
there's an emergency, and I rip open the kit, and there's like Benadryl, and
no, they did one of those. Is there a doctor on board? Someone's having a seizure, and Drew because
He's a doctor.
He's a doctor, stood up and wanted to know how much, and he had to get the kid to sign some stuff while he was having a seizure. But then it got to the point where they opened the medicine
And
kit.
there was nothing there.
There was
Well,
a
it wasn't that was
cockroach.
It was all brand new, but they didn't stock it. It's not part of their plan to have those sorts of things around.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Let's get. Do we have a better call than this, Drew, to tantalize our
Why don't
listeners?
we just wrap up right now?
No. Find a good call. Come on. We got to do some decent radio, don't we? At some point. Let's make that move. Let's make that commitment to do good radio for the rest of the show. Chris?
Yeah.
You're 15.
Yeah.
You used to be able to have sex for 2 hours. Now you can only last 30 minutes?
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's fine. Why is it,
30 minutes is fine. Listen, she lost interest at 15 minutes anyway, so what do you...
15, the gentleman is 15.
When was 2 hours ago?
Say what?
When, how, you mean like when you were younger, like 11, 12?
No, like when I first got with her, like when we first had sex, it would, like last for like up to like 2.5 hours.
All right, hold on a
happy
second
now,
here,
Anna?
Chris. I got to explore this, because guys say that, but there's no way the guy's just pumping away for 2.5 hours. By the way,
that's what?
my combined sexual experience by 25 wasn't 2 hours. If you took all the 3-minute sessions I've had with various prostitutes and combined them, you get like 1 hour 11 minutes. That was combined. That was age 25. I'm now 35, and I'm up to 3 hours and 20 minutes combined lifetime. That includes petting. We're going to take a little break, and we'll be back. Loveline. We're going to take a quick 10-second timeout for a little affiliate identification, and we'll be back with more of the show in just 10 seconds. It is Loveline. Our guest is Annabeth Gish. She is in Double Jeopardy. She's been in... How many movies you been in?
I think TV and film combined over 30 productions, but 15 films.
Just did the, was it the John Stamos Movie of the Week thing?
Yep, on last night.
That's right.
Sealed with a Kiss.
What was the story behind that?
Well, I play a woman who sends a letter to the wrong apartment. And it was to my lover who left. And John Stamos, he and his wife, or he and his partner get it, and he ends up falling in love with me.
His partner, mean his girlfriend?
His girlfriend, yes.
All right. I didn't see it, but I can tell you she was mean.
She was mean?
She was catty. She's not a good girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing about movies that's good is it's all right to dump the mean chick, but if she's nice, then that makes John Stamos an a-hole for screwing around.
Right.
You ever notice that, Drew?
Always.
See a girl, she's got long nails, she's blonde, and she's complaining a lot.
Although, actually, you know what? This was a bit more. It was a bit richer than that. Actually,
Really?
the woman was blonde and beautiful.
Oh, what a surprise!
But
not mean.
She was not necessarily mean. It was just kind of a story about like finding your true partner and your soulmate.
She didn't command him around, make any kind of demands on him or his time.
Well, maybe just not the demands that he wanted to fulfill.
I see. All right. Listen, no offense. Movies of the week have really gone south, though. Where there used to be movies like Beyond the Bermuda Triangle, Devil Doghound from Hell, Bad Ronald, Killdozer. These were movies a guy could stay up and watch. And when a piece of farm equipment gets possessed by the devil and goes on a bulldozing rampage, that's what held
your interest.
That's the kind of realism I could get behind. Or when you train Dobermans to rob a bank, that's the kind of thing. Or, like I said, anything that has to do with the Devil's Triangle. These are our Bad Ronald. I swear to God, one of these, I went and did research once, and I know this sounds bizarre.
Yes.
I went to the library in Pasadena.
What?
Yeah. I think it's called library. It's a big house with books.
Yeah.
That's right?
Library, yes.
Okay, and that's where I went, and I looked up, I got a book of all the TV movies from 74, 75, and it was like Killer Bees and Killdozer and nuns with machetes, and I mean just crazy stuff about, everything was possessed by the devil. And with in a 2-year period, like 75 and 76, there was Devil Dog.
Well, it was all post-Exorcist.
Right.
The Exorcist was this resounding success.
Right.
So everything in film and television had to include
copy
the
that.
Right.
Oh, good. That's Edison. Nice job.
But this was just like casual Sunday afternoon, kind of go to the library to look up
No, I had a friend, a good friend of mine, was the editor in chief of the Los Angeles Times, and he was going to let me write an article. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. You remember Shelby, right?
Of course, Shelby, I know he was nuts, though.
Oh, he loved me. He was a good guy.
Like I said.
He was a good guy. I was his boxing instructor, and the guy ran.
His name, by the way, came up last week. I was at over ABC News.
He does stuff at ABC News now, but he ran the Los Angeles Times for a while, and I always told him, hey, listen, I'm going to write an article about how far south these movies of the weeks, because then this was actually in the mid-'90s when I was doing this research, but it was all, every show had the word child, or for the love of, or she goes back to the Middle East to get her child back, and all turn this child stuff. And I'm like, where are the goddamn bulldozers? and what are your kids going to watch? They're going to watch women getting their kids back from some tyrant in the Middle East, some marriage that went bad, or are they going to watch bulldozers? You know,
but like, what is that? One of the highest-rated shows on TV right now is that Touched by an Angel, which is on Sunday nights. And I mean, I'm not saying
that is so
I regularly watch it or anything, but it's that kind of show appeals to a certain audience.
It gives people hope, and that's what I don't like about it. I want people to be discouraged by watching TV. Chris?
Yeah.
The clock?
Yeah.
Okay. 2.5 hours are just going up and down.
You think of the second hand?
Yeah. Now you're moving a little bit faster clip. You're 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do some quick math here. He's 15, and 4 months ago he was at 2.5 hours. Now, 4 months later, he's at 30 minutes. Chris?
Yeah.
By the time you're 27, your lovemaking will last 2.4 seconds.
That's not good.
Yeah, that is not good.
Chris, it's fine. It probably was just the excitement of the new relationship and all. You're fine. You're fine.
30 minutes is plenty. Annabeth, that's enough time for you, isn't
Absolutely.
I was also wondering one other thing, because we basically have sex almost every day. I was wondering if maybe it's too much sex.
Could be. Why don't you slow down a little? Are you using protection?
No.
What? Chris, come on.
Hey, Tardo, come on, you're going to get her pregnant.
She already is pregnant.
No, she was, unfortunately she lost it.
Unfortunately, you're 15. What is the matter with you?
It's the 90s. It's like the thing to do nowadays is get piercings, tattoos, and pregnant.
Really?
I don't think getting pregnant is the thing to do when you're 15 and unmarried.
For guys? You want to have a kid?
That is the most unspeakable aggression against future generations. I can't even tell you how line that is.
Drew's disgusted with you, Chris, and your penis. Hey, Chris, how old's your girlfriend?
She's 16.
Oh, well, she's 16. That's a little older. That's fine. Hey, Chris?
Yeah.
Listen, when I'm in power, I'm cutting your nuts off, and I'm not giving them back to your 26th birthday. Do you understand? Don't get her pregnant, would you, goofball?
Morning after
I
pill,
swear to
please.
God. Or if you do, go ahead, but I ain't helping. You understand?
Yep.
Jackass. Guys drive me nuts.
Except obviously he's calling. He must be. He must be
he
concerned.
represents, give or take, 40 million kids out there. It's unbelievable how much they do this.
God, I'm naive, I guess.
Oh, yeah. This, you've been on the set in Canada for too long.
Yeah.
You've got to get back in touch.
Back in touch.
This is where it's going on here. And Lily, women do not want sex for 2.5 hours, not intercourse. Do you realize that is 5 half-hour sitcoms you're going to miss? And, or I'll break it down. A movie of the week with John Stamos in it, perhaps? Mm-hmm. Is that 2 hours or 1?
It's 2 hours.
That's a movie of the week and then the news afterward. I mean, that is a ton of viewing. If you're going to have that kind of sex, you have it during the day.
Yeah, but what about something like tantric sex or something like that?
I've been hearing a lot about that lately, just lately. I know it's been around for a gazillion years, and everyone was talking about it 5-8 years ago, but it's really, just in the last couple of weeks I've been hearing about it. Yeah. People with the guy can delay his orgasm and all that nonsense. I'm not interested in getting it on for 4 days straight. I'm a busy man.
4 days? I've never heard of that, but...
Well, I mean, I want to have some sex. I want to have an orgasm, and I want to get something to eat. I I don't want to screw for 72 hours. I'm not interested in that marathon business. What's so good about that?
Well, what about like staying connected with the person that you love? What if that's kind of the whole point of sex?
Yes, that's what it should be.
I put the mirror on the ceiling so I can leave the light on. That's connection.
With the person you love.
Right.
I see.
You know how that is where you grab a handful of hair and you go, you love it, bitch? That's connection, right, Drew?
You pulling your own hair?
Okay, I suppose I should probably comment on that. But
No, you mean like looking into the eyes and that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
But how does the Tantra, how does that connect you? How does that connect you? Explain how that works.
Well, I don't know all that much about it, but I know it's sort of a yogic, spiritual technique, but also a training, and I think basically it stems from wanting to, like I said, stay, focused.
What would the woman do, let's say, during the actual lovemaking, let's say, implement, so that she could implement some of this training? You know what I'm saying? Anything she can do?
Well, basically the whole point of it is it's not about coming. Tantric sex is not about having an orgasm.
I think every woman I've ever been with has been into this, and it's been unbeknownst to me. Finally, an explanation. An explanation. It's amazing.
You do with something.
Jesus, chicks were drunk and they were chewing gum, and their hair was all had a bunch of hairspray in it, and who knew they were practicing this age-old practice? And their hair was all had a bunch of hairspray in it, and who knew they were practicing this age-old practice? So it's about not having an orgasm for the man?
For the man.
Right. But I can do that anyway. I mean, let's say a guy...
So then why would you bother to have sex with a woman? If you can do it on your own. I mean, there's obviously something that you want...
I mean, I can control my orgasm anyway. A lot of guys can.
Right.
So is the question about how long you can control it? Or I know there's subtleties and unspoken things, and there's a connection and all that. But I'm just curious.
Oh, like why would you really just want to have sex for 8 hours?
Well, I mean, what is the connection? And Drew, you jump in if you have any questions here. I mean, okay, so you turn the Leonard Skinner off. I understand that. Turn the TV off. Light some incense, light some incense, and mellow out, and keep eye contact and everything,
and breathe.
But then, other than that, what's the difference? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm just learning about it, by the way.
Right. Well, I know you're not a yogi yet.
I do yoga, but I'm not skilled in this. But like I've read some article where Sting, right? Like Sting is very public about how he can have sex for a long time.
But I mean, I could have sex for as long as I wanted without having an orgasm. I absolutely could. I don't lie on this show unless it's about embarrassing stuff. But I really can. As a matter of fact, I've never had an orgasm when I didn't want to with a woman. And but on the other hand, I don't want to go 3 hours.
Right.
I mean...
Well, I think what I've read about it is just that it's more like an energy exchange as opposed to...
Right.
But
All right. Well, listen, anything, but to me, sex is fine. That's good. They should work on other things. You know what I mean? That part is good.
Right.
That's solid.
Yes.
Okay. You ready? Mm-hmm. Lisa?
Yes.
You're 21.
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
Nothing. Not much. Well, I have this ex-boyfriend who, went away. He joined the Navy. He's down in Annapolis, actually. And we communicate over the Internet a lot. Because it's the only way I can get in touch with him.
No telephones?
Excuse me?
No telephones?
No.
Why?
I have no idea.
Is he a freshman?
No. I'm a senior.
Is he a freshman?
No, he's a sophomore.
Okay.
No, he started over.
He started over?
Yeah, well, he went to college, and then he left, and then went to Annapolis.
And started...
And he had to start over.
At Annapolis, okay.
Yep. And we had this, not a little fight. I wanted to tell him how I was feeling, and...
Are you in Baltimore?
No.
Okay.
I'm in New York.
All right.
And it's weird. I wanted to tell him how I was feeling, and he seemed like he was just blowing me off and pushing me away, and he didn't seem concerned about how I was feeling.
Over the Internet?
Yeah. because I wanted to talk to him face to face, and he just like, whatever.
How long has he been over there?
2 years.
How long have you been communicating by internet only?
2 years. Well, off and on. I saw him for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that's about it.
Yeah.
There's no relationship here, Lisa.
What do you got going? That's that Tantra relationship.
Yeah, he's
right?
done.
You don't see each other for 4 years.
He is just...
And no one has an orgasm. It's great. I have one of those with my ex-girlfriend. We don't see each other, I don't have an orgasm.
No, we were going out in high school.
Oh, all right. Well, that's different. All right. If you go out in high school, you can go 3 years without seeing them.
Yeah, but I don't know if like I should stay with him or not because like
You're not with him. You're not with him.
well, I know. Like I want to go visit him.
Yeah.
Not down there, but
And he doesn't seem to be receptive to that.
I'd love to hear his version of this.
No, his
would I.
listen, everybody. He's done, Lisa. I mean, if you're talking to a guy who doesn't seem like he really wants to talk that much, oh, don't I use the F word there? No, I'm not supposed to use that. How many miles away? How many miles away in New York to
225.
225. And he's not making an effort to see you. He doesn't talk to you on the phone. And
2 years
you saw the guy 9 months ago.
I saw him actually like in June-ish.
June-ish?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Hey, Lisa?
Yep.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you wait to hear from him and see what he has to say, but don't contact him before that.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
And realize...
Can you do that?
Yeah, when 3 months...
can?
If 3 months goes by and he's not made any contact, consider that a closure.
Sign that off.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Listen, everybody, and I give this speech twice a night now, but...
Deal in reality.
Deal in reality. Whatever it is someone is telling you, that's what because people are nice. I mean, when a boss fires you, he goes, listen, you're a great guy, you're a great worker, you're a great employee, I like you personally, it's just we're cutting back right now, blah, 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 blah. No. People are great employees, great workers, and great guys, they don't get canned. They figure out a way to keep those guys. No, what he's saying is you're doing subpar work and we're cutting you loose. But he doesn't want to be a prick and he doesn't want to be uncomfortable. So that's what he says, and that's what people do with relationships. You're great, you're sexy, I still love you, but you know what? Right now I just need a little room to grow. Listen to the part about them cutting you loose, not about the part about you being great.
I just thought something interesting. When you are a good guy, a great employee, that's when they actually do make you feel bad. Hey, you're abandoning us. What the hell do you think you're going?
Right.
You jerk. You were so good. Now you're crap.
Right.
Right?
Line is the bottom line, which is he doesn't want you to come up and see him, or your boss wants you to stop coming to work the next day, or you're whatever it is. That's the bottom line, and that's the part you got to listen to. All right. Tiffany? Tiffany's been on hold for an hour and 10 minutes.
Let's turn up the volume there, Anderson, see if we can hear her.
Tiffany? Don't talk to Ann. She's watching TV, you idiot.
Me? Anderson.
Oh, you
I said
said
Anderson.
Ann.
Anderson.
You didn't get the whole Anderson part out, I don't think. Tiffany?
Turn the volume up so we can hear if she's sleeping.
I don't hear her snoring.
No, I don't either.
We normally hear them snoring. Most of our callers, I find it to be a huge compliment.
They wait.
They fall asleep with the phone stuffed in their mouth. So it's like they're like... They snore like the Three Stooges.
That's part of the tantric sex, too. They're just sleeping while they get ready.
That's right. Vicky?
Coincidence.
Hi.
Hey.
Tomorrow night I'm going to try acid for the first time, and
Fantastic.
Why? Why?
I don't know. I'm just
Okay, well, as long as you have good reasons. What's your question?
no. Okay, my friends are doing it, and I figure I'm just gonna make myself do it, and I'm scared.
Make yourself do it. Why?
I know. I don't know why.
Take a neurotoxin just because you have to make yourself do it.
Well, you got to check it off the list, Drew.
What a dumb thing to do.
You know
What's
how
that?
it is.
What was that?
Go ahead there. Hey, Vicky? You sound a little out of it anyway.
Do I?
Yeah.
I am.
Okay.
Thank you.
What other drugs have you taken?
Pot. I'm not a pothead, though. I don't like pot. It gives me anxiety. And alcohol. It's of alcohol.
All right, let me tell you something, Vicky.
Yes.
I've been around many people who've taken many drugs. I've taken a few drugs myself. And here's the deal with the hallucinogens, whether it be acid or mushrooms or even pot. If you smoke pot and you get a little paranoid, you're going to get a little more paranoid if you take mushrooms, and if you drop acid, you're going to freak out.
Yeah, I am.
You're going to get real paranoid because you're a paranoid person.
Yes.
And you're into control or whatever it is you're into, and some drugs just do not gel well with certain people, and the people that get a little wiggy with the hallucinogens, booze, you stick with booze and coke.
Well, with
and a little crack.
With acid, you're eventually going to have a bad trip if you do enough of it. And the bad trip.
She's going to have a bad trip tomorrow because she doesn't want to do it, and she wigged with pot.
The bad trips are a good thing though, because it makes them not do any more of it.
Yeah.
It's the future.
I should do it?
No, it's just the future. It's the multiple exposures that really causes the problem with acid.
But tell me what you didn't like about pot.
Well, I used to be a major pothead, and I used to make myself do it just to do it.
You're very disciplined with drugs.
Yeah.
I've never met someone with that kind of focus on drugs.
It just made me feel very paranoid, like, about the way I am, the way I look, you know.
Right.
People are staring at me, I'm just a loser.
Listen, you look in the mirror when you're stoned, and then look in the mirror when you're high on acid. It's one thing to notice that you have a zit, or, your eyebrows need plucking. It's another thing for your face to melt.
Oh,
you understand? You're going to spaz.
I am.
You're going to freak out. And then you're going to bum everyone else's high, too.
Well,
so don't do it.
What about, like, half a hit?
Okay, that's fine. Wash it down with some milk.
Okay, I won't do it then.
Yeah, listen, if you're not into pot, and if you sort of couldn't handle the pot, the acid is going to be 10 times what the pot was.
Okay, I know. I just wanted to hear you guys say it.
All right, Vicky.
Thank you.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, I don't mind someone doing drugs, but if you don't want to do them, don't do them. I mean, please. And especially, there's certain personality makeups that work with the hallucinogens, and the paranoid ones and the self-conscious ones and all that doesn't work with those. They freak out. Right, Annabeth?
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the neurochemical stuff.
Yeah. You ever do the mushrooms?
You know what? I've never done mushrooms.
Really?
No, I have not.
We're going to do that in the parking lot after the show.
Okay.
Mushrooms are a good time, right? I got to tell you, I had a fun time with those
I've
mushrooms.
heard a lot of people are really creative on them. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't need anything. Just a ball of foil, you kick it around.
Listen, shut up for a second.
It's awesome. All right, what the hell drop was that?
It's Homer.
Shut up.
It's Homer.
Why are you telling me to shut up?
You're telling kids to do drugs, dude.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. Hey, no one gets any momentum with mushrooms, though, do they, Drew?
Yeah.
I did mushrooms.
The potheads do a lot of mushrooms.
I did mushrooms when I was like 19, and I really enjoyed it. And then I did it again 5 years later, and then I did it again like 7 years later, or something like that. Or I don't know what it was. No, I've done it 3 times in my life, and it's been it's been 16 years.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I enjoyed it.
I'm delighted.
No, but my point is we don't get momentum with mushrooms.
We don't.
What do you mean by momentum?
There's probably no addiction to hallucinogens.
You do coke,
other than marijuana.
You do coke on a Friday night, you like it, you do it Saturday.
Right, I see.
You do mushrooms on a Friday night, you like it, you do it 3 years later on a Friday night. Or, I know people have done it more than that, but the point is it doesn't really, it's a little much.
You don't get a craving for it.
Yeah, it's like going to Disneyland. It's like, it's great, but it's time to go home. All right. We're going to take ourselves a break. When we come back, who are we going to talk to, Drew?
Richard.
All right. Richard is, Annabeth and Beautiful Girls, and loved it, wants to talk about that, and good, because like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm a big fan of that movie. And we'll be back after this. Same physical dexterity required. Annabeth Gish is our guest tonight. She's in Double Jeopardy. She plays the slutty friend of Ashley Judd. But not in real life. I mean, she's not friends with Ashley in real life. Tommy Lee Jones is also in this movie, and it is out coming up this Friday. And that is the big release. Now, some movies are released on a Wednesday, and this has become in vogue. I wonder why they're waiting until Friday. Any ideas?
I think that's kind of like to get a little advanced advanced.
The Wednesday thing.
Yeah, little advanced pre-sale.
Pre-Wednesday
stuff.
release.
Why don't they just do it on the Friday before? We're going to really get the jump on the Wednesday crowd.
There are all sorts of formulas and everything figured out for all that stuff.
I know. Everyone's got to have a job in this town. Really, there's nothing. Here's the formula. Make a good movie. People, word of mouth.
Yes.
People go see it.
That's the best kind.
Whether it's the Sixth Sense or Blair Witch or whatever the hell.
Speaking of beautiful girls.
Did well. Oh,
let's go to phones.
Yeah, all right. I can't deliver a sermon on Hollywood.
No,
we have to talk to screwed up teens. Richard?
Yeah, how you doing?
You're 21.
Yes.
Yes?
Okay, Annabeth. I'm
Hi.
glad that you're on because I wanted to tell you I really, really loved Beautiful Girls and The Last Supper. I thought both of those were great flicks.
Oh, thank you very much.
This is my question to you, and then if I can, I'd like to ask a question to all three of you. Have you noticed people, they're like a cult following of that movie? Because I think that it's a really good flick. It's like one of my top 5 favorites, but I don't hear about it very much. Even though I think I put it in like the same category as like a Swingers, but I hear about that a lot more, and I loved it. I thought it was a really honest movie.
Which one, The Last Supper or Beautiful Girls?
Beautiful Girls.
Yeah, I think Adam mentioned it before. It's kind of one of those films that, like we were just saying too, is the best kind that gathers audiences because it's good and because it speaks to people, and it does have sort of a cult following.
I thought it was really honest.
What would that be? 96? 95?
God, that
96?
was maybe 97.
Early 97 then.
What was so honest about it? People keep saying it's honest, it's real. But
well,
they didn't wear makeup.
What are they dealing with though in it that it's so clearly different?
I think it's honest just because it's a really honest appraisal of relationships.
In what sense?
In the sense that it's not glamorized. It's just really simple. It shows a bunch of friends. It's how guys are. It's how they talk. Their relationships with women aren't glamorized. It's really how they are.
Okay.
Just how the way I act with my friends or how I see guys act with their friends and how they treat women, even if they're genuinely decent guys, they have a tendency to treat women in the same way. No matter if they're not intending to treat them in a negative way, they still end up doing it a lot of times. It's just a really honest flick.
It's kind of, it deals with the theme of having an ideal, and then are you or aren't you settling for the real? And ironically enough, there was a rating scale that's measured, they measure all of the guys in the movie, measure the girlfriends that they have, and I rate, I played Timothy Hutton's girlfriend, and I rated as a 7.5, and it's kind of a good solid 7.5, and it's kind of like, well, what does that mean? You know, now I'm thinking, well, okay, we all know Bo Derek is 10,
right?
But really, I mean, it's hard to. I think you just have to look at the quality of your relationship and not. It's not like, is there really a scale? Do you meet someone and say?
Yes, I use a scale. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Adam has his own special scale.
My own special scale. It's metric.
It's the
actually, so it's a little
PRS,
confusing for the personal rating system. Yeah. No, I don't think. Hold on a second.
Let's talk about this. This is interesting.
I don't think that. Here's what I think. I know the number thing sounds so catty and so superficial and so adolescent and all that other bad stuff. But I believe that people use it without knowing it. Meaning, if you are a very attractive woman and you make X amount of money and you have this kind of lifestyle, you have a high number. I'm not going to say what number that is, and you may not know it, but you kind of know where you're at. And if some guy is a little bit schlubby who comes along and wants a date, no, you're not dating him, because his number is clearly lower than yours. Now, not that you've assigned him a number, but he's in a much lower station than you are. On the other hand, if you're kind of a schlubby chick and you're working over at the Blockbuster and you're making 22 grand a year and you don't have the college degree and you're still living at home and the schlubby guy asks you out, you'll go out with him because you are not...
You're on equal degrees of schlubbiness?
You're on equal schlubbitude, as it were. Now, I know it sounds pathetic, but that's what kind of, in a sense, what people sort of base
So what are
their
the
stuff
assessment
on.
built on?
What's that?
What are the assessment regions?
Yes, I've broken it down. Actually,
well, first of all, I have to say, I don't know that I've ever been having a conversation with a girlfriend of mine where I've said, "Oh yeah, that guy is a 10."
No.
Or, "Oh, that guy is a 2."
No, because that makes you
women
sound...
don't do that.
No.
And it makes you sound immature. It does, and you don't want to go there, but you'll base the guy, any relationship, and this is how it should be, you base it on the person's merits. And their looks figure in, and their job figures in, and their intellect figures in, and it all figures in to sort of combine a total score, if you will. And you sort of match that against your total score. And the idea is, maybe I can get someone who scores just a little bit higher than mine, and then you're doing good. And if you go out with someone, and you'll know these people, you'll see these people, they'll be a 9 going out with a 6.5, and everyone will say, what's up with her? I mean, why is she dating this guy, or vice versa? Not necessarily all based on the looks, but just sort of based on, Jesus, she owns her own real estate company, she lectures around the country, she drives a BMW, she's great looking, and this guy's he's out of work, and he's going bald, and everyone will start talking. And so the deal is you want to get someone who's a notch higher than you, but not 3 notches, because 3 notches, they're going to smarten up and dump you. Their friends are going to get to them. They'll date you for a few months, but eventually someone's going to say to them, listen, what are you doing with Arnie, the bald guy over here? You got to move on. You need a higher thing. And like I said, you don't break it down. You don't call it numbers, but you're attractive, you're young, you're successful. You want to go out with a guy who has and shares some of those things and who has a higher number.
You know, I found interesting, Adam was telling about this, and I think there's something to what he's saying, and that men tend to put a lot more into the physicality of the woman in terms of where that ranking comes from. Would you say?
Oh yeah, in the man males. Breakdown, in the males, it breaks down into body and noggin. You break it into 2 pieces
for a woman, but for a guy, a woman's assessment of a male, it's almost like the physical appearance gets somehow blended in with their station and abilities and things like that. It's like they can't even distinguish them.
Right. Yeah, I think with women it's looks.
But the looks. Remember when we were on some talk show and Adam, you asked I think it was Roseanne, and you go, what about our station in life? She goes, oh, you guys are a 1, right? Because I can do what you do, and I said, well, all right, fine. What about looks? Oh, a 10. And you go, no, seriously, remember this?
Right.
No, seriously, how do you rank us? A 10. And we're like, no, that's not, we are. That's
right.
Not right.
Women will blur that, meaning if a woman thinks you're really funny and really dynamic, is a big fan of your work, and you're really like a decent-looking guy, but no great looker, you're like a 7, she'll say you're really hot.
She'll see it as that.
She'll see it as that. She'll see very attractive, very sexy.
A male won't.
Guys can separate it. Guys can go, this chick is brilliant. She came with the cure for AIDS and cancer last weekend. Wouldn't nail her with a 10-foot pole. She's ugly. Not attractive. Not attractive. Brilliant, funny, interesting, smart, successful. Not attracted to her at all. Women
being a higher form of the species.
Women are being a little more evolved.
Thank you very much.
This, by the way, is not a treatment about what quality men.
Well, women throw everything to some sort of vaginal Cuisinart, where it's like it all gets mixed up. The sense of humor, looks,
Wouldn't that be
intelligence.
Nice if men would do that?
Gee, how evolved of us.
Aura.
But you do it automatically. Men try to do that. I think men try to do that.
I mean, but it's always kind of and it's the question in Beautiful Girls that's raised, is that, okay, so you can fantasize about having the supermodel in your bedroom or in your house, but then is that do you really want that in your life? And I mean, for me, I have a problem with that because I don't think, I know some supermodels and they're fantastic human beings and fantastic wives to their husbands, but so I don't think it's always necessarily, you can't generalize.
Right. You can be good looking and smart and nice. I mean, look at me. I mean, come on. Right, Drew? We're good looking for radio, right?
By radio standards. Oh,
yes.
10.
10 by radio standards. Now, I just want everyone to admit that they look at themselves a certain way, and you know where you're at. I mean, when
what do you rate yourself as?
Well, you see, as a guy, number goes up, because I used to be better looking, when I was making $17,000 a year as a carpenter driving a beat-up truck. But now I got a house in the hills, drive a BMW, and even though physically I'm marginally less attractive than I was, when I was like teaching boxing for a living,
right.
I was in better shape, probably a little tan, and I wasn't angry all the time. But now I got 2 TV shows and a national radio show and a BMW, so my number's gone up.
Your stock has risen.
Yes, and it's still climbing. It's time to buy. It's a buyer's market, ladies. All right, let's take a little break. Why don't we do that?
What a strange discussion we just had.
I thought it was very enlightening. All right, and we'll be back.
I feel so liquidy.
Hello. No, it's not about sexy, but it's really the only way a woman's number can be raised.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's why we were just talking about the numbers thing off the air, and we're going to wrap that up. But I was talking to Annabeth Gish, by the way, who's our guest. Double Jeopardy is the name of the new movie, Tommy Lee Jones and Ashley Judd, and that is coming out this Friday. We're talking about the numbers thing, and that's why I was saying women's prime number somewhere in the 20s in there. Doesn't mean you can't be a hot 33-year-old woman. I'm just saying numbers-wise. You're prime. But that's why a woman who's a 9 or a 10 at 25 usually be dating a 35-year-old male, because the male prime is well into the 30s. People will date the primes of their numbers. Not too many prime numbers, mainly. No, you don't.
But we sort of came upon this discussion that we hadn't included in our previous discussions about this issue, is that being a mom adds a whole other level of attractiveness to women that isn't factored into the whole. This is a single
nothing like
system.
a pregnant broad. I agree
Not
with
pregnant
you.
so much as the mothering is a very interesting, amazing thing to watch.
Organic.
You hear that, Ann?
Primal.
You're going up twofold. So let's see. Ann was what's 2 times 9.5? All right, I know it should be the lightning round, but I forget the lightning round tonight. I'm too tired.
We haven't taken any calls the last hour.
Yeah. Well, the lightning round, I can get through 45 calls in the next 8 minutes. George?
Yeah.
Try not to whack the mic. You're 16.
Yeah.
Stimulated his anus, and he enjoys it.
Yeah.
Does this mean you're gay?
Yeah.
No.
No?
And what'd you do? What do you mean stimulated?
I stuck my finger in there.
That has nothing to do with it.
Which finger?
I don't know.
You don't know? Why don't you smell him and tell me which one?
Are you okay otherwise?
I've had a dream of it once.
No. I mean, it just...
Yeah, that's all right. I dreamt I was in a Sherman tank last night shooting at Nazis or something. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying?
But what else going on with you emotionally otherwise? Are you okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then that's fine. See ya.
Okay.
All right, George. You put your finger in your ass, it doesn't make you gay.
No.
Although, I worry a little bit.
Do not.
I do.
I worry about him generally, that he seems so disturbed and distraught and anxious. And
Yeah. Trevor?
Yeah.
Here's the only reason I worry about him being gay. He's asking. I did a lot of weird stuff with my buddies, you know? I peed on my buddies all the time. I smacked them in the dick all the time.
You think he's kidding?
No, I'm dead serious. But I knew I wasn't gay, so I was perfectly free to grab my friend's junk when I was 16 years old and give it a good punch, you know? Trevor?
Oh, my God.
I'm learning all sorts of new terminologies tonight. Whiz.
Junk.
I know you want these nuts.
Trevor?
Hello?
You're 14?
Yeah.
Your penis is 6.5 inches.
Yeah. I was wondering if that's larger than normal or...
It is.
It is really?
Yeah, especially for a 14-year-old.
Really?
It depends. How many inches of the ruler did you have embedded in your abdomen when you did this measurement?
None.
None. And this measurement is while the penis was erect?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you give it an extra stroke or two, knowing that the yardstick was just was right around the corner? That'd make sure I'd give it an extra chubbing up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
6.5 is good, Trevor.
Okay.
They say the average is, what the hell, 5.3 or something, erect? I find that to be a little small. Doesn't that seem a little small?
Yeah.
Erect? Where's this coming out? What part of Japan is this study coming out of, Drew? And it keeps shrinking, by the way. It was always the average penis, erect penis is 6 inches. It's down to 5.3.
You know, I can actually say as a woman, I have no knowledge of that sort of metric scale.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Well, it's a non-issue.
Annabeth, you bring up a good point, too. A good point because... and don't take this the wrong way. Women aren't good at eyeballing things and guessing how many inches they are. No, would you shush up?
That's one of the things you're just lucky about.
No, shush up. Now, listen to me. Women, they see a penis and they go, either it's big, or it's small, or it's nice, or they make whatever judgment based on the penis. But they don't base it on, that's 6 7/8, that one's 5 1/4, that's 5 3/8, 5 15 6/8. They don't know stuff. They can't figure out sizes.
Well, they can. Oh, come on, they can figure out sizes, but I don't think I'm not going to say.
Not precision.
No, but if I showed you,
Men, on the other hand,
would you shut up, Drew? If I showed you a large penis, and I said, it showed you huge, big old penis, and said, this thing's 5 3/4, you'd be like, wow, 5 3/4 is a big dick, right? I mean, you just look at it, you know what size it was.
What are these measurements?
Okay, there's a good example. All right, we're going to ask Annabeth,
and then you give your estimates.
All right. There you
Okay,
go.
what? That's like this is 12 inches.
Just write it down. Write down your.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you're making my point, but write it down there. Go get a measure.
We need a ruler.
Please.
Seriously.
And
but I've always been horrible at distances. I mean,
this is my point.
I'm all about heart. I don't care about.
Try it though.
Just take a guess and draw it on there. All right, I'm going to take some calls while Annabeth works that out.
Okay, I have to think about that.
Yeah, don't take too much time though. Go off heart, go off impulse, use your instinct.
God, wait. Okay, sorry.
John.
Yeah.
What's going on there, brother?
I have a question for both you and Adam.
Okay.
Or Dr. Drew, excuse me.
Yeah.
I have a question. She's been absent from the child for close to 3 years.
Who has?
The New Year.
All right, that's fine. Hold on. Annabeth is spazzing out over there. Just pick. It's no big deal. You're a big celebrity. You don't worry about measuring. Just pick.
I did graduate from college.
Pick the number. Duke, by the way.
I don't know.
That's fine. Just draw.
Okay, so this is 6 something.
6 something.
Okay,
pick a number. 6 something.
On the top one.
Pick the thing. Or 660, whatever you want.
And this is like.
Go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
Okay. Now, wait. Hold a second.
Okay. All right.
Now you put. Now Adam's going to put down his estimates.
All right. Keep going there, John.
All right. I'll put him on hold.
Oh, okay. All right. This bottom one here, depending on where you measure from there, I'm going to go 7 and an 8. And this top one here is a little bigger than 3. It's more like 4 and a half, 4 and a quarter, 4 and 3/8. We'll compromise.
Okay,
All right.
I'll get a ruler.
There you go. All right, that's our guess, and that's
You got a ruler?
guess.
Coming.
Okay, here we go.
Can't find a ruler?
This is Westwood Town.
Wait, I'll get the ruler out of my purse.
You got.
No.
I might have a tape measure in the back of my car, but I swear there's no ruler in Westwood One. No one has a ruler here.
Radio doesn't need rulers.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
All right, somebody may have one. I don't know. Anyway, Drew, where are you going? Drew's looking for a ruler. This is a horrible radio. Who are we talking to? I got a tape measure in the back of my car. Should I go get it?
You will.
John?
Yeah.
John, what's going on? I'm sorry. Drew's looking for a ruler. Listen, I'm going to my car. Drew, go take this call, would you please? All right, sit down. Annabeth, I'm going to need you to rally here and really step up.
I'm here.
We're going to do this. Go ahead, John. What's the deal?
She's been absent for close to 3 years, starting the New Year. And she has had another child, and now she is...
All right, now wait a minute. Hold on. Now we got a ruler. All right, Drew, you do the measuring.
Oh, God.
Top one is 4 and 3/8. 4. No, 3/8. Hang on a second.
Was it 4 and 3/8?
Yeah, just a minute. Bottom was 7 and a half. You missed that one.
7 and 8.
7 and a half.
Okay, so Adam won.
Oh, okay.
Adam's much more efficient with a ruler than I am.
With that. Well, let me see that ruler there, Ann. Let me just make sure. All right, go ahead.
Wait, let's finish that.
Not that there, not there. No, that's not. Oh, that's close. It's 4 and a half. The top. I was off with that there.
By the way, the audience knows that we're doing this with a piece of paper, right?
Yeah. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, the point being made. Finish the point after all that.
Oh, the point is women don't have good eyes for measuring anyway. So if you tell a woman your penis is 7 inches, 9 inches, or 4 inches, it doesn't matter to her. She's going to take a look at it and she's going to assess it. And she'll put it in big, medium, and small categories. And if you say your dick is 14 inches, she still could look at it and put it in the medium thing, if in fact it is.
But guys spend a lot of time obsessing about this, not women.
All right.
Right.
John?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where they refine their sense of...
John's going to
right there.
John's going to kill us.
All right, so the mom of this child's been gone since the beginning of the year, is that right?
Yeah.
Right.
She's been gone for close to 3 years, starting the New Year.
3 years.
And I have a question. She has had a new child, and since then she's showing interest in the child.
What do you mean showing an interest?
well, showing interest as far as visitation, because she has that right. And my concern is she's going to do it all over again, show up for a few months, and take off again. Now, if I'm in power, as so to say, to take away that right, should I do that or give her an opportunity again?
It is terrifically painful for a child to have somebody come in and then leave, even if it's not the mother. So I can just imagine how destructive it would be.
That's what I'm thinking, but everybody says, no, if the mother's ready, you should give her another chance. I'm like, no, it's happened too many times already.
Yeah, I think stability is the name of the game here, and
okay.
She has, at a certain point, it's double jeopardy.
Okay. Also have one more
that's
question.
the storyline. Double jeopardy. Go ahead.
Okay. One more question. He was born with aortic stenosis. I'm sure you know what that is, right?
Uh-huh.
What is aortic stenosis?
It's a narrowing of the major outflow from the heart. The aortic valve is the main valve out. That's
the out valve?
Yeah, when the heart pumps, blood goes to your body by flowing out the aortic valve.
Okay, question for you. Her second child was also born. He was born okay, but he was born with aortic stenosis. I mean, on time and everything. The last child that was born a couple months ago was born at preemie. I'm not sure by how long, but I was wondering, is drug use will it cause the aortic stenosis, or is that pretty much, at the hands? If it happens, it happens. Or is it more,
can you bring that on, or is that just God with his that sense of humor of his?
Yeah, I'd have to. It sounds a little suspicious. I can't think of. I don't know off the top of my head what behaviors or substances can predispose to that. So, all right, I'm not aware of it.
Quick break here. Wait a minute, Troy. You're 16. All your past relationships. Oh, yes?
Yeah.
Only been home for all your past relationships have been based on sex.
Yeah.
Your new girlfriend won't do it.
Yeah.
All right, stay with her. It's good for you. Okay? It'll help you stretch a little bit.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I feel like I want to, cheat on her because,
no, don't do that.
I want it because I've always had it, and it's
all right. It's all right. Push yourself a little. You see those Army commercials?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, do like that. Would you, all you idiots? You see those guys? They're doing stuff. They're slaying dragons and pulling swords out of rocks that have tumblers on them and move around in different combinations. Be like that for a change, would you? Get your hair cut. All right, we'll be back. I'm breaking it up.
Let's go.
All right, that is it. Eminem is in tomorrow night. Annabeth Gish. Thank you very much. Double Jeopardy, everybody, out this Friday. Go out and see it and support Annabeth. We'll appreciate that. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
That's good radio with the head nod, by the way.
Oh, look at that, 90.
So, yes, it's a metric size there. Figures Westwood One buys all their junk from Europe. So until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.